Once again, boxing has become about lies on top of lies on top of lies. Let's talk about the new lie that's come out this morning all over social media that Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis are set to be fight in November. I'm going to give y'all the truth. I don't run with these lies like the rest of these channels do. Let's talk about it. Make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. You know, I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing with y'all at all. For the ones who just want to listen to lies, click off of the video right now because this ain't what this is. I know most of boxing fans now, y'all are intrigued by a lie more than y'all want to hear the truth. Y'all don't even want to hear the truth no more. Y'all just want to hear a lie so you can make videos about it. That's for the content creators. For the fans, so you can go on Twitter and all these other platforms and go back and forth about a lie. All day I've been hearing people talk about what's going to happen between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, breaking down the fight and all of that. And I don't want to talk about no shit that's not realistic right now because it's a lie. News that y'all heard come out today, all of the news that y'all heard, it is a lie. Shakur Stevenson ain't even heard from Gervonta Davis's team at all. Now, the truth is, Shakur is waiting around to see if he hears from Gervonta Davis's team, to see what's happening with Tank Davis's team before he decides who he signs with. That is the truth. But 1,000% lie is that they have a fight set in place for November. No, it's a lie. First of all, you're lying on Shakur Stevenson. Of course, you're making all type of narratives, all type of lies about him each and every day. And you're also lying on Gervonta Davis. That's at Paris. He's in Paris right now. And what I believe he's doing is he's out there scouting talent for his GTD promotions. You know, he's scouting Olympic talent. He ain't thinking about no Shakur Stevenson or nobody else right now. He's enjoying himself while y'all continue to come out with lies and lies on top of lies. Tank Davis said this and Tank said that and like all of this is lies. The only truth to anything is that Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's trainer, don't want Gervonta Davis to fight Shakur Stevenson no time soon. That is the truth. Now, most people say, oh, well, man, you're misconstruing what Calvin's saying. No, I'm not. I can hear Calvin clearly. And for the ones that want to keep it real, y'all know what it is too. You just don't want to admit it. Now, am I saying that Tank Davis don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson? Nah, I'm not saying that. I don't know what the hell Tank want to do. Tank ain't said what he want to do. Am I saying that Kenny Ellis don't want Tank to fight Shakur Stevenson next? Nah, I ain't saying Kenny, because I hear Kenny say that he wants to fight. Kenny is saying that's the fight that needs to happen. But Calvin Ford is on his Leonard Ellaby shit like he always is on. All I ever hear from Calvin's mouth when it comes to fights like Shakur Stevenson, in the past it was Devin Haney, is excuses not to make these fights happen. Now, let's go down the excuses that Calvin just made recently, like 2 days ago. Calvin says that black on black don't sell. Well, I didn't hear him say nothing about that when they chose to fight Frank Martin. Last time I checked, Frank Martin is black. So now that it's another A-level fighter that most boxing fans that really know boxing look at as a threat, now black on black don't sell. Well, let me ask this, right? Because I know that all of the Gervonta Davis diehard fanatic channels, y'all came out and said that Tank Davis and Frank Martin did over 400,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, if that were to be true, something ain't adding up, because Frank Martin definitely don't have a big name like Shakur Stevenson. So how does Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis supposedly do 400 plus thousand, but Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis don't sell because they black. If Gervonta Davis was able to do 400 plus thousand with a Frank Martin, that means that black on black does very well. Is he lying? Is he lying? Or is y'all lying with the numbers y'all came out with? I'm just asking. Y'all can answer that yourself. But one thing I do got to say about that is when the numbers are that high when it comes to pay-per-view, oh yeah, it's all over everywhere. Everybody reporting it. The only ones that reported this is the Gervonta Davis channels. And y'all know who those are. Y'all know who y'all are. So, that's all I got to say about that. Now, the next thing that Calvin comes out with, and he says that we gonna send a contract. We don't know when. It's all up to Tank. It's up to Tank to decide what he want to do, and he gonna do it whenever he want to do it. So, on one end, you said that y'all definitely gonna send a contract, but in the same breath, you saying, well, that's up to Tank. Tank can do whatever he want to do when he want to do it, and we don't know what Tank gonna do when he gonna do it. So how are you guaranteeing that you're gonna send a contract if that's all up to Tank? And then you're saying that you don't know when. So if it's up to Tank and you don't know when, he can send the contract tomorrow, next month. He can send it next year, the next year after that. You saying you don't know when. So you ain't adding up, Calvin Ford. Now, the next excuse you make is, well, you don't really want to fight because Shakur Stevenson is not going to be willing to engage and make it an exciting fight. Now, I never hear nothing like this with any of the other opponents you step in the ring with. I've only heard you say this 2 times. That was with Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. That's interesting. Now, if Tank Davis is who y'all say he is, I'm not saying he not. I'm saying if he who y'all say he is, if Shakur don't engage, wouldn't that make it an easier win for Gervonta Davis? I ain't never seen a man win a fight without engaging at all. Like, make this make sense. Make it add up. If Tank Davis is like that, all he got to do is cut off the ring and get him up out of it. So this shit is not adding up. Now you also say that all these guys, they want to make $30 million because they seen Ryan Garcia make $30 million. And we going to give Shakur whatever we feel like giving him, and he going to have to take it. If he don't take it, oh well. Well, $30 million. Have you ever heard Shakur say anything about making $30 million? Because I ain't, and y'all ain't either. Shakur Stevenson, honestly, haven't said anything about any amount of money that he wants to make. He actually said he would take $6 million. $6 million and $30 million don't sound nothing alike to me, Calvin. So where are you getting this $30 million from? How are you coming out assuming when you heard the man say nothing like that, that now he gonna want $30 million? And see, the problem is all of these Gervonta Davis YouTube channels, they're running with these lies, these narratives that you out here pushing because you don't want to fight. A lot of these people, they don't want to fight neither. They just won't come out and flat out say it. Now, the next thing that Calvin Ford says, Calvin says that he's worried about Shakur Stevenson's next move because Bob Arum offered him a great offer, and he's worried, and he wants to see if anybody else offered him the type of money that Bob Arum offered Shakur Stevenson and take a chance on him. So he's worried about that. Now, let me ask, why in the hell would Calvin Ford be worried about what Bob Arum offered Shakur Stevenson, and if anybody else is willing to offer Shakur more money than that? Like, what the hell does that have to do with Calvin Ford What does that have to do with the Gervonta Davis fight? What does that have to do with anything that have to do with them? Nothing. Calvin Ford is just running his mouth, making a million excuses because he really don't want Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis to fight each other. Calvin Ford wants fights like Pitbull Cruz. Calvin Ford wants comfortability, not competition. Let me say that again. Calvin wants comfortability for Gervonta Davis, not competition. See, when you talk about Calvin Ford and you talk about Kenny Ellis, you got two different type of people. Calvin Ford is the overprotective, when you got an overprotective mother. No disrespect. I'm not calling him no woman. But I'm saying when you got an overprotective mother that's like, nah, I don't want him to play football. I don't want him to do this. I don't want my baby to get hurt. Or I don't want my baby to be vulnerable. That's Calvin. Kenny Ellis is like, man, hell no. I want all the smoke. I want my son to get out there and get all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because Kenny really, really, really believes in Gervonta Davis. Calvin, he believes in getting an easy bag. That's what Calvin's about. Now, once again, Shakur Stevenson haven't heard nothing from Gervonta Davis's team. Now, I know y'all gonna try to pretend like he has and it's a lie. I don't go by none of these fake news sources. I go straight to the source. So I'm telling y'all, he ain't heard none of that. He ain't heard nothing from them. And I'm also telling y'all that Gervonta Davis is enjoying his vacation. Stop lying on Tank. Stop lying on Shakur. And Calvin is out here making Gervonta Davis look real bad. Straight up and down. Cut the bull. Anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about all this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button. Subscribe to the channel. And y'all already know how I do. Diego talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.